Trevor's wheels sang against the rails each morning as he glided into King's Cross Station, his silver panels gleaming under the platform lights. He was a Northern Line train, proud and punctual, and he loved nothing more than the rhythm of his daily route through London's underground veins. "Good morning, everyone," Trevor would think cheerfully as passengers filed through his doors. He took pride in every journey. The smooth acceleration away from each platform, the gentle sway through the tunnels, the precise stop that aligned his doors perfectly with the yellow line. The commuters in their smart coats and colourful scarves became familiar faces. There was the elderly woman who always sat in the third carriage, the student who nodded along to music Trevor couldn't hear, and the businessman who rode from Moorgate to Euston every day. Trevor carried them all with equal care, feeling purposeful and needed. "Mind the gap," the station announcer would call, and Trevor felt a little thrill each time. He was part of something bigger, the great machine of London, keeping the city moving, keeping people connected to their jobs, their families, their lives. At night, when he rolled into the depot, Trevor would rest contentedly, his doors sighing shut with satisfaction. He dreamed of tunnels and stations, of the next morning's passengers, and the important work of being a train. This was his life, and it was good. The first coffee cup appeared in early spring, left abandoned on a seat in the fourth carriage. Trevor felt the small discomfort of it rolling back and forth as he moved, a small piece of litter where there should have been cleanliness. Then came more. Newspapers stuffed between seats, sandwich wrappers on the floor, sticky patches where soft drinks had spilled and no one had reported it. By summer, Trevor's floors were perpetually dirty, cleaned only during the brief overnight maintenance that never seemed quite enough. The graffiti started in July. Trevor felt it happening. The scratch and scrape of something sharp against his windows, the aerosol spray against his panels, crude words and tangled symbols marked his once pristine silver sides. He couldn't see himself, but he felt different, violated, less than he had been. "Please," Trevor thought desperately as someone carved into one of his plastic seats. "Please don't." But trains cannot speak, and passengers cannot hear the silent pleading of the machines that serve them. People pushed and shoved without care, slamming against his doors, jamming them with bags and umbrellas. They complained about delays that weren't Trevor's fault, delays caused by the very inconsideration that was now epidemic throughout his carriages. The familiar faces disappeared or stopped registering. They blurred into a mass of careless humanity that used Trevor without seeing him, without appreciating him, without even acknowledging that he tried his best every single day. By autumn, Trevor no longer hummed along the rails. His wheels still turned, they had to, but the joy had gone out of the motion. Each journey felt heavier. The weight wasn't physical, but spiritual. An accumulation of disrespect and neglect that pressed down on his axles and made every meter travelled feel like a kilometre. The elderly woman stepped in something unpleasant and nearly fell. No one helped her. Trevor wished he could, but he was just a train, trapped on the tracks, unable to do anything but continue forward. "Mind the gap?" the announcer said, but Trevor no longer felt the thrill. He only felt the gap. Winter came, and with it, Trevor's decision. It happened on a Tuesday morning. A group of teenagers kicked at his seats, laughing. Someone spray painted across his windows, bright red that obscured the tunnel lights. A man yelled at Trevor's doors when they closed on schedule, as if keeping to a timetable was a personal insult. Trevor's engine felt heavy. His lights flickered, not from electrical failure, but from something deeper, an exhaustion that went beyond the mechanical. That night, instead of returning to the depot, Trevor kept going. He waited until the last passenger departed at Morden. Then, instead of reversing direction, he found an old junction, one he'd seen countless times but never taken, a branching tunnel that led away from the Northern Line, away from the routes marked on every map. Deep beneath London, there are ghost stations, abandoned platforms from another era, closed and forgotten by everyone except the trains that pass them in the dark. Trevor had always known about King William Station, sealed since 1900, gathering dust and silence in the deep earth. He found his way there through old connections, and when he rolled onto that abandoned platform, Trevor finally stopped. The lights in his carriage went dark. His doors opened one last time to the empty platform, then closed forever. His engine cooled and quieted. Here, there were no passengers to disappoint him, no graffiti artists or litterers, no one to use him thoughtlessly and discard their waste in his carriages. Just silence, darkness, and the slow embrace of rust and time. Trevor settled into the dust and stillness. His silver panels would oxidize, his wheels would seize, his electronic system would fade, but he would be at peace. Above ground, commuters wondered briefly about the delays on the Northern Line, then forgot about them. Another train would replace Trevor, newer, shinier, not yet worn down by the weight of careless humanity, but eventually it too would learn. In the deep darkness of King William Street Station, Trevor's final thought echoed into the emptiness. I tried my best. Then even that faded, and there was only the silence of the deep earth and the gradual, gentle decay of a train that once loved its purpose, until its purpose broke its heart.